Good evening. This is just a quick spread that I thought I would do. I felt called to speak with Black Moon Lilith as she is still very active right now with the lingering new moon energies that was conjoining Black Moon Lilith. And then we also have today, she is conjunct the sun in Taurus, and Black Moon Lilith herself has been in Taurus for quite some time and will continue to be until July. So we've had a couple of like little active hits that she's been doing, some stelliums, things like that, without getting into the astro info. Um, Black Moon Lilith is this very dynamic, very potent female energy that she's misunderstood. She often makes people a little bit uncomfortable because she was exiled from the Garden of Eden for her refusal to submit to Adam. She was Adam's first wife. And, you know, her energy today continues to be understood as this mix of wild individuality, the wild feminine, the taboo, the sexuality, the anger, because she was cast out. She often reminds people of issues that they would rather not ignore. So over the centuries, she has been called a multitude of things: mother of demons, um, the dominatrix, the witch, the seductress, the wild woman, the woman who perhaps says too much or shows off her body, or the woman who feels uncomfortable to show off her body as well. The woman who speaks the truth. Um, these forbidden qualities that she has, they actually give her true power. Power that she would not have if she was fully integrated into society. So that sugarcoating her, that refusing to accept that darker energies, you know, they you can't squeeze her into a pretty box by saying that she's love and light. It just kind of undermines her. That's not all that she is. Again, she's dynamic, she's dark, she's angry. She's, the judgments from others just fuel her potency. And people have issues with this because it reminds them of darker facets of their femininity. It's when she's here in Taurus, it's a chance to experience her close up because you know this is the start of something that's grounded in this ultimate authenticity, body or survival issues, things that encourage you to get comfortable with what is uncomfortable. And that is the energy that has been existing leading up to this new moon and will probably be around for a while. I've heard several other readers and astrologers talk about this, you know, settle into being uncomfortable, new values or resources that may seem selfish but are necessary. There'll be shifts in that area. It it's not going to be this wild, intense, dark development of energy, but this Black Moon in Taurus can be quietly insistent. Something subtle underneath, but something that will be undeniable. Something that she will rise up. She will, you know, there's this there there will still be this pushback, but she will push back against others, and she will do it in her own time, you know. And she's asking you to do things for yourself without anyone's approval. She's asking you to be, you know, to do whatever you would like to do, whether people say it's strange or makes them uncomfortable, or, there will be those that support you. They're drawn to this absolute honesty, this absolute nakedness, this absolute, you know, tapping into what works for you. Keep reminding yourself of who you are. Like letting go of those fears and limits, and stepping away from that, and standing in your truth, being a survivor, standing up for what you believe in, speaking your truth, and, tapping into that individuality, no matter how wild you think it is or isn't, just getting into that divine, free feminine that speaks her truth, I think is what she's saying in Taurus season here. But we shall see what else she has to say, because I did pull 3 cards. I pulled the World, which, that's 21, and that number frequency has been around for quite a bit. I believe the new moon was at 21 degrees in Taurus as well. And then there's also this new beginning, these ends of these very painful cycles. And I think that is, Black Moon Lilith is important in the ends of these cycles, because this card did come up earlier today, and I alluded to that painful cycle, and I felt that perhaps there was definitely this energy of, it there was this need for closure, and again, Black Moon Lilith is saying that perhaps you don't need that closure. Perhaps what you need is to just follow through with, completing whatever you needed to complete. Follow through with standing in those dreams and standing naked in your truth, and, not being ashamed of, this new you that you're allowing to emerge, this new level of understanding about what you believe in and what is true to you. And, she has this abundance of freedom energy, this abundance of, I can't help but notice that she's naked, and she's got her shawl of wisdom and spirituality, and she's got those 2 wands that she holds, that, she is not afraid to stand out amongst the crowd she's not ashamed of anything. And I feel like, perhaps those cycles that you went through, perhaps whatever you're ending now, this is a sign that you're on this right path. And don't try to hide all of the magic and wisdom that you've gained after this long journey. And perhaps there were, I noticed with this Devil card here too, perhaps there were addictions that you faced. Perhaps there was a past that maybe you feel others may judge you for going through this past, and maybe you hide from it. Maybe you aren't embracing enough of how it made you, who you are today, and how you are proud of this, and you are proud of all of those scars on your body, and all of those, traumas and moments where perhaps, yes, you were in pain and you reacted a certain way, and you did the best you could with what you had. And Black Moon Lilith is saying, take time to ground into that energy. Take time to, have this new beginning where you kind of integrate all of that into this new you, and you're not ashamed. You realize that, This is where you are, ready to start fresh, but yet still strong, still guided, still using all of the tools that you have gained from all of those past experiences. And, you know, I think she's saying too, like share those with others. Perhaps if there are other people that are going through that, perhaps if you can, stand up at that support group meeting, stand up at that, you know, those places that perhaps you never would have spoken about this before. Perhaps you were judging yourself and not allowing yourself to get this closure. Perhaps you weren't forgiving yourself, and maybe by sharing this story with others and showing others that they can go through this, they can complete this, they can come out new and whole and beautiful, that maybe that's part of your journey as well. That's part of your own healing. And with this devil card, I think she's telling us, again, to release that, to be free from those addictions, free from those, those negative circumstances that you were still giving your power away to, because you still were, feeling like the victim of those situations, instead of understanding that that's where you were in that place of pain, and forgiving and freeing yourself from that. This card is saying that, this is your breakthrough here with the World card and the Devil. It's like you're on this cusp of this beautiful breakthrough, ending this cycle, freeing yourself from those chains. Sometimes there's this, these things that you were hiding, these things that made you feel that, you were entrapped, you were, giving into those shadows. And she's saying now to come out of this, fully go into this darkness, work on your healing, work on those relationships, but, make sure that you illuminate those things that are, holding you back from getting to this beautiful place of independence and security, and being comfortable in your own skin. Make sure that you're shining your light on the everything that you really need to heal. You're shining your light on the things that you love, and that it's not selfish for you to focus on yourself. It's not selfish for you to focus on those things that you love about yourself. If that's what you need to do in order to forgive yourself for whatever happened in the past. And, it's, I feel like some of you have walked away from situations that were incredibly abusive, and you're still almost in this place where you're still abusing yourself. And in order to step into that healed, whole, fully you energy, you need to forgive yourself. You need to allow yourself to fully embrace everything that you've gone through. Again, with that message. And this Ace of Wands is telling you that too. This Ace of Wands is saying that, there's these beautiful moments of inspiration and illumination, because you freed yourself from this, because you have forgiven yourself, because you are not afraid to speak this truth. You realize how everything is just so connected. And with this beautiful illumination, it's bringing everyone together under that light, under that, that magic that you have to get yourself to this beautiful, beautiful place here. Is, you have this ability to manifest your dreams. You have this ability to start this beautiful future with these roots of creativity and inspiration and freedom. And you're you're brimming with this creative and passionate energies, and there's something inside of you that's giving you this feeling of boundless potential. You're you're receiving this information about your purpose or your soul path as we go ahead in the next month or so. And I think this card is saying that, perhaps as you release these attachments that you have to your past self, and your fear of that being exposed, and people thinking differently of you, I think you'll see that, you all of this energy that you put into that can now be put into this beautiful arrival of this new potential, this new awareness, this new you that wants to burst forth. It wants to burst forth. It wants to shine. It wants to be naked for all to see, and to feel this sense of freedom to truly be yourself, and free yourself, and forgive yourself, and look at yourself differently. This space, this is another energy of a portal, but to me, it's just this little opportunity that you have during this void moon period to just walk out of that darkness. Just walk out of that darkness. Go in the darkness, heal, and then allow this beautiful light to shine back in you again, to illuminate your way as you step over this threshold. This threshold, or this path that is leading us to these portals. But you can only open them up, these new energies, you can only receive them if you have just literally shed everything in that darkness. Black Moon Lilith says just liberate yourself and come out, quiet at first, and then grow louder and louder as we eclipse out more that we no longer need through these eclipse energies. And as we get into the summer season, I can't help but see all this beautiful yellow golden light. So your confidence will grow, you will rise up, you will be confident in who you are, and you will spread that light out again. And that light always shines brighter from those who have gone through the darkest pain, and those who have really seen everything that, represents humanity in its dark and beautiful and magical forms, and, has walked through that and comes out the other side with their head held high, and not ashamed of who they are today. So I hope Black Moon Lilith helped you. Again, this reading isn't for everyone, and we'll do our typical 3-card spread tomorrow. But I hope this provided you a little bit of healing, and some things that perhaps you can, again, meditate on during this void moon, and these lingering new moon energies, and take the time to breathe and meditate, and rest and allow your ancestors to guide you through this as well. I think that some of these energies that Black Moon Lilith wants us to release are some deep generational wounds that you necessarily aren't. It's not something that even contributed to some of these energies that are painful. It's, it's something that you were carrying from that bloodline. There's these moments now where the ancestors and this void moon are a time to, again, walk away from those, release those, and step out into this lighter, brighter, freer energy. So I hope this helped you. Blessed be.